this ability, this gift that Steve has. Steve's power is that he creates trends.
Hi, welcome back to another alfresco episode of Steve and Heap Recipes, YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. So we've got a fantastic Madras recipe cooked from scratch again today on the burner. Thank you very much, Andy Quelch, for this lovely spoon that he handcrafted from sycamore, and I believe it's from a graveyard. The wood was procured from a graveyard in East London, so we get a bit of spirit in it. So we're just waiting for the ghee to melt. Let's change the camera angle so you can have a look at the ingredients and it cooking, and all the ingredients are in the description of the video. So for anybody that's been following the channel, I've been on a diet. I can finally get my apron around. Still a couple of kilo to go, but I've lost 13 kilos, so that's just over another half a kilo, and I'll have lost 2 stone. So let's turn that oil down. We've got the whole shaboodle of whole spices and great flavors here today. We've got chicken, we've got blended tomatoes. So let's just make sure that oil isn't too hot. You don't want your oil too hot when you're putting in the whole spices. What do we have here? We've got a star anise, cinnamon stick. We've got 3 green cardamoms. We'll add the curry leaves in a moment. I just need to sizzle that off. I'm a one-man band. Whoops, one of the cardamoms has just exploded. I'm a one-man band. I don't have a film crew, so I'm just going to let it continue to roll. Let's put those curry leaves in. It's nice to get them in early. They give a really nice flavour. So, that was the ginger and garlic. I like to put the ginger and garlic in before the onions sometimes, because it really helps sizzle it off, and there's enough moisture in the onions to protect the ginger and garlic and stop it from overcooking. So in with the onions. I'm using 2 large Spanish onions. It's always a good idea to add the salt to the onions as well. And we're also adding some freshly ground black pepper that I want to infuse into the oil as well. So I'm just going to give that a really good stir. We're going to come back once those onions have sweated down. So that's been around 10 minutes, and those onions are just starting to caramelize now. Just starting to turn slightly brown. Now it's a good time to add the chicken, so that will continue to cook, and the onions will also continue to cook as well. So just want to cook this chicken to get all the rawness out, which won't take very long. And why I don't marinate my chicken the night before, anytime I'm frying chicken, I very rarely marinate it. I want that nice crispy edge. I want the outer part of the chicken to have a little bit of brown on, as opposed to chicken, tandoori style chicken, where I definitely marinate it. So I'm just going to continue stirring that. That should take around 5 minutes, and we'll return. So that chicken's about 80% cooked through now. It's time to add extra hot chili powder. This is a Madras, so a little bit spicy. A little bit of chopped green chilli. And Taste of India do these larger bags of all their spices now, all the in-house blends. So I'm using CHENNAI masala, which is Madras curry powder, using about 3 tablespoons of that delicious stuff in there. Also cheating a little bit, if that's what you want to call it. I've got a little vegetable stock here, if I can open it. Just about. Any stock cube's fine. This is a little gelatinous block. Just going to give that a really good stir now. That smells fantastic. There's enough moisture from the chicken juices and the ghee not to need to add any water at the moment. Continue just like that to cook the remainder of the chicken, which will take another couple of minutes. Put a little bit of lemon juice for acidity, and we'll return once that chicken is fully soft. So how do you know when your chicken's cooked? It's really nice and simple. Just get a piece, put your spoon right through it, and it's fully cooked. If your pan runs dry, add a little water. So next we're going to create a really nice sauce. I've got a litre here of passata. So passata is just simply blended onions. It's absolutely amazing. A lot of people are using, tomato puree, which is always double concentrated, and adding water. Why go to all those lengths when you've got passata, which is just simply blended tomatoes? Just need to cook the acidity out of those tomatoes, and really need to cook that out and get that tomato tasting really good and infused with the rest of the ingredients. I'll just let the camera roll as that stirs in. Nice and saucy, so that will evaporate in the cooking process. We'll come back in about 5 to 7 minutes. So about 5 minutes later, we're simply going to add some coconut cream powder. This is a Madras, South Indian flavours, so plenty of coconut. We've got some yogurt, nice and thick, don't use low fat, as I always say on the channel. It's full of water. I'm using about 150 mils of the yogurt. And we've got some Kasuir Methi. I'm not even going to scrunch it up, and I'm just going to give that a really good stir now. It's smelling wonderful. So mix well and continue to cook until it really starts to bubble. And just to finish the dish off, a teaspoon of garam masala, and the magic touch, which is always really useful, tamarind sauce for that sour element. It's really important to get the 5 spices of Indian food, and we're just going to put about 2 tablespoons of that. You definitely want to be able to taste it. And the oil has split, and that's come to a fantastic finale there. Once the oil has split, it indicates that a lot of the water has been cooked away, and hence all raw flavours have been cooked out. So I'm just going to give that a really good stir, and we shall come back and see what that looks like when we serve a portion. I should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video, that this serves 4 hearty portions. So I've allowed it to rest for 1 or 2 minutes, like I always recommend. So we've got some first class chicken Madras from scratch. No need for coriander. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, another great chicken video coming up. Something totally different to this one.